74 years of age. He's been there, seen it, done it. Coached Cameroon previously, had a successful spell in charge of the Belgian Giants and elect as well. He goes with Ronwen Williams in goal. Caluso Mude is the right back. Emi Ocon and Bekazili Mbukazi are the two central defenders. Aubrey Modiba is at left back. The two holding central midfielders, Tiboho Mokaeni and Yaya Setuli. And the two wide men, Oswin Opolis and Thapelo Maseko, with Retibu Mofakeng supporting Evidence Makopa in attack. On their bench, I'm not going to go through it in its entirety, but of the names that stick out include Lyle Foster, who currently plays for Burnley, who've just been relegated from the top flight in England. He is amongst the subs. Well, the referee today is João Pinheiro from Portugal, as are the two assistant referees, Bruno Jesus and Luciano Gomez. The fourth official is from the UAE, Omar Mohamed Ali. And on the VAR is Carlos Del Chera Grande. He's from Spain. So, what about the Canadians? They have in goal the dependable Maxime Canepo, who plays for Orlando City here in the US, experienced 32-year-old. The back four lines up with, from right to left, Alistair Johnston, Moise Bombito, Derek Cornelius and Richie Larea. In midfield, it's Liam Miller down the left and Tejon Buchanan down the right. Nathan Saliba and Stephen Eustaquer will be the two getting their hands dirty in the middle of the park, with Jonathan David leaving the line along with Tani Ulu Waziu. Amongst the substitutes for Canada, Luca De Fougerolles, who plays his football for Fulham. He's yet to make his debut in the Premier League. He's had a good tournament so far when called upon, and he's on the bench tonight. Alphonso Davies can't get into the side at the moment. He is also on the substitutes bench, as is the experienced Junior Hoylett, who's had a fair few clubs in his time, including QPR when they were last in the top flight of English football. Well, Jesse Marsch has once taken charge of Leeds United, and Marcelo Bielsa might have gone home, but he's taken the Marcelo Bielsa approach tonight. Another old Leeds United man, of course. He's got the icebox out and he's sitting on it. Maybe it's a Leeds United thing. Well, let's see what this one brings in store. I had the delights of Austria against Algeria last night, which could have been a dead rubber in every sense. Both teams just needed to draw the game to go through. Otherwise, it was an open invitation for Iran to go through. And it went one way, then the other. And it was quite spectacular that both sides scored in the last 2 minutes of stoppage time in a game which Austria looked doomed and they were on their way home. And then they scored with literally the last kick of the game to eliminate Iran. It was a 3-3 draw. It was quite spectacular. If this one's half as entertaining, then we're in for a thriller. I've been quite lucky as a commentator that I've done some good games in this World Cup. I did do Spain the other day, that 1-0 win that they had, and it was a pretty dull affair. Well, you are listening to studio-based off-tube commentary from Group J, and Austria against Algeria is out of the way. We're now looking into the depths of the eyes of South Africa against Canada. Well, we are underway, and it is a very hot day once again on the west coast, but it's not the hottest. Throw into South Africa in the left-back position, which is going to be taken by Aubrey Modiba. Tried to play it down the line to Oswin Apollis, who couldn't turn, but he's won another throw-in. It's a 5-yard gain, reaching Gridiron. Is halfway to a first down and 10. But of course, it's not Gridiron, it's not that football. It's a different football today, and the South Africans have got some defending to do here. Canada in all black today, in towards the penalty area on the far side with Richard Larea. It's good solid defending by Kaliso Mude, and he's managed to get the ball away. The yellow shirts and the green shorts of South Africa, they are the, in inverted commas, home side today. Canada, the in inverted commas, away side. So they're in their change colours of black. Quite honestly, they could have worn all red against a team in yellow shirts and green shorts. Never mind. They are in the colours of all black today, their change kit. South Africa 0, Canada 0. If you are just joining us, 2.5 minutes into the knockout stages of the competition. This is the round of 32. It's where it gets serious. It's where 90 minutes plus 3 minutes of hydration breaks in each half meet with 30 minutes of extra time, and even the penalty shootouts. They can't be far away. But here comes South Africa for the first time, trying to get forward with Apollis. Apollis has to check back. He's got Aubrey Modiba there. Back into the centre of the defence, all the way back from Bikazili and Bukazi. Now it's Emi Ocon, and the goalkeeper Ronwen Williams, biding his time. Ronwen Williams, experienced goalkeeper, isn't he? 34 years of age, 66th cap for his country tonight. Canada are on the attack now with Liam Miller. He's their go-to man down that left-hand side. They'll try and utilise him at every juncture they possibly can. He's full of the tricks of the trade, and he is their go-to man in every sense of the word. Canada looking to get forward down the right-hand side now. It's a spoon ball inside towards Justa Keo. And that looks like a foul to me from Tejan Buchanan. Indeed, that's what has been given. And, yeah, Buchanan went through the back. No questions at all about that. So even Stevens at the moment, 0-0. There's another chance here for Aubrey Modiba in the left-back position to get forward. He's on the halfway line. He checks all the way back to Bikazili and Bukazi. Bikazili and Bukazi is a player who plays his football in the US. He's only 21 years of age. He plays for Chicago Fire. Big day for him. Glancing header has been faced away by Alistair Johnston to deny the ball going to Oswin Apollis. And South Africa will start over again. Mude all the way back, and well, it's a chase now for Jonathan David to put some pressure on the goalkeeper, and Ronwen Williams is able to clear up to the halfway line. Good win in the air by Derek Cornelius. Derek Cornelius, recognisable name for those of us that have covered football around the world. He plays his football for Marseille. I know he doesn't get too many minutes for the French Giants, but this is a long ball forward, and there's a chance here for South Africa to get in around the back with Evidence Makupa. Makupa finding Mofokeng. Mofokeng gets the ball tangled underneath his feet for a second, and then a long drive from distance from Yaya Sithole. It's a save by the goalkeeper Maxime Crepeau, and Crepeau gets down, pushes it away, and is able to react quicker than everyone else and get up and claim the ball. The ball has been played down the Canada right-hand side. Tussling for it was Jonathan David, but it was Crepeau that got down and made the first save of the game by either goalkeeper. 6 minutes gone, 0-0. South Africa on the defensive at the moment, though. Johnston takes this throw in about 25 yards from the corner flag to his number 22. 5, Nathan Saliba. Nathan Saliba in the holding midfield position, the Anderlecht player. Gets it to the left-hand side, it's cleared away, but then a scoop shot from distance from Steven Eustaquio. And that one flies over the top of the cross. He was always leaning back there. The shot at the other end from Thapelo Maseko certainly had the goalkeeper extended, got down, saved as he should have done. It was a savable shot. It was a reaction to the rebound that made the difference. We're looking at a scoreline of 0-0 here, 7 minutes gone. South Africa 0, Canada 0. They're not a home side by any means today. This is a major tournament. Canada have come to California to take this one up. It's a fantastic stadium, this, the Inglewood Stadium in California, and it's full to the rafters, and there are plenty of South Africans that have exchanged continents for this one. Long ball forward, and there's a good run into the penalty area here by Tejan Buchanan, and he's ended up winning the corner, has he? And there's a tangle between Buchanan and the defender Bekazili Mbukazi. The referee's given the free kick. Mbukazi let the ball run across him, and then he tried to turn across the flight path of the Canadian winger, who hooked it back inside, and that's when he got in front of the attacker Mbukazi and won a free kick. But it was a poor touch, but what followed then was some clever defending to win the free kick. 8 minutes gone, 0-0. South Africa in the yellow shirts and the green shorts, kicking from right to left. Canada in all black today, their change colours. It's back with the South African goalkeeper Ronwen Williams. This is the first of the round of 32, the first of 16 games. I guarantee you there'll be drama. I guarantee you there'll be penalty shootouts and extra time. And, well, who knows what this one is going to serve up. But the group stages saw both these sides finish second with 1 win, 1 draw and 1 loss, suggesting there's probably not too much between these two. It's played out wide quickly to the left-hand side. In comes the cross. It was a pass by Miller to try and feed it out to Eustaquio. They kind of swap roles there. Miller coming inside, gets it out wide, and it's Larin that bursts into the box, and it's a sliding tackle by Mbukazi to put it behind for a corner. Canada winning the first corner of the game in this round of 32 fixture. It's going to be taken by Steven Eustaquio. Steven Eustaquio, who plays for LAFC. And it comes, eludes everyone. And it's going to roll out for a goal kick, is it? No, it's not. So it's cleared away. That looked like a foul. Referee's playing on. I don't know what the advantage is there from the referee, because it was a clear and obvious foul on Mbukazi. He was flattened as he cleared the ball, and he cleared it down the line to one of his teammates who had his back to goal. A Canadian player marking him very tightly, and he wasn't going to get out of the situation very easily, so there was certainly no advantage. I don't know why the referee tried to hold it for as long as possible to try and play an advantage. Los Angeles, the destination. The scoreline is 0-0. The game is South Africa against Canada. You're listening to studio-based off-tube commentary from the round of 32 opener. 0-0 between South Africa and Canada. And South Africa on the attack at the moment. That was a heavy challenge by Tejan Buchanan. Looked to me like a foul, but the referee chose to play on. That's okay, as long as he applies that consistency across the board. The referee today is João Pinheiro, and he is a referee from Portugal. There's a lot of Champions League games, and this is a long ball down the line, which Liam Miller will chase. Liam Miller beaten to it. Points at the ball does Khaliso Mudo, and there was no doubt that he did get the ball there. Long ball forward, cut out by Moses Bombito. Moses Bombito done well there. The player that plays in France for Nice, who just escaped relegation from Ligue 1. That's Winnipollis, backwards rather than forwards. And wide by Mukwena. It's the left-back Aubrey Modiba for South Africa. Those vivid, bright yellow shirts and the green shorts. They're not quite so bright not quite so bright, all black of Canada. 0-0 with just over 11 gone. South Africa have overcooked that in the middle of the park with Mokoena. They didn't get punished though, and they've managed to get it clear. A little step over on the far side. Seems to slip over to Oswin Apolis, and that allows Canada to win the throw. It's 11.5 minutes on the clock. Incidentally, the winners of this will go on to the round of 16. They will head to Houston and they will play against the Dutch or the Moroccans. That'll be a good game. They're all good games now. Here comes a cross in towards the edge of the penalty area. It's a lovely turn from Tani Oluwaseun, but he couldn't put anything on the end of it. It was a lovely ball inside from Alistair Johnston, who burst forward down the right-hand side, cuts it across to the edge of the penalty area, and Tani Oluwaseun tried to turn, but he didn't react quick enough to get the shot away, unfortunately, for Canada. So let off for South Africa. Canada have been the more adventurous side so far. It's not that South Africa haven't crossed the halfway line, because they have, and they do house a threat. They've gone with evidence Makopa in attack for this one. We've not seen any evidence so far that he can win this game. Plays in his homeland for Orlando Pirates, who recently won the CONCACAF Champions League. This is his 30th cap today. It's a long ball down the left-hand side, and here come South Africa. Apolis going inside. This is the aforementioned evidence Makopa. Now held out by Mofokeng. Mofokeng tees it up to Mokoena. Mokoena gets it to the left-hand side. It's going to be lifted in here by Modiba, is it? But he gets past one, plays it inside. It's a clever little flick inside, cleared away very well by Eustakeo. It hits Saliba, and they've managed to get it back here at South Africa on the halfway line with Bekazili in Bakazi. Back out wide to Aubrey Modiba. Modiba has overhit the pass inside. It's been won back by Stephen Eustakeo, and now there's a breakaway down the left-hand side. It's Miller into the penalty area. Really good defending, top quality defending by Bekazili in Bakazi. And he had to step in there, he had to be forceful, and he sprints across and he shows his pace. He's a pretty stocky defender, but he gets motoring there and he manages to close the gap between Miller and goal. And as he comes across, he's trailing right foot, heels it behind for another Canadian corner, but that was a chance for Liam Miller. Good defending by Mbukazi. Well, they're certainly the better side at the moment. A goal kick has been awarded, which I'm finding slightly puzzling, although I haven't seen the right angle of a replay to perhaps change my mind, but I felt that was definitely a corner. South Africa 0, Canada 0. Be sure to watch this round of 16 match on your local, regional or national television broadcaster. You're listening to studio-based off-tube commentary of the game between South Africa and Canada. And yes, we're into the round of 32. And we're at the Inglewood Stadium in California. Keeping an eagle eye on this one, which is 0-0. And it's nice and lively and open. It's not a cagey contest. And South Africa are under a little bit of pressure here from Oluwaseun. Pulls it back, and Jonathan David never really got a grasp of that. Nearly came through to Tejan Buchanan. Buchanan's looked lively down this right-hand side, and he nearly got a lucky break there. Three defenders surrounding Jonathan David, who's the clear threat. And that ball bobbled away into the path of Buchanan, and he was denied by some quick thinking from Yaya Sitole to put it behind for a corner. Corner which is retained by Eustakeo. Eustakeo raises his right arm. He's going to use his right foot for an outswinger here, the NAFC player. Lifts it in. There's two players gone down. It's An effort which has gone flying wide of the target from Jonathan David. Not sure how much he knew of that, but he peeled away from his man. He was being held. The initial run to the near post was by Tani Olawasiu, and he was clearly being manhandled. Just don't know whether VAR might spot that, but it didn't make it through to him. It made it through to Jonathan David, who thrust it wide. So a goal kick, and I think they might just have got away with one there. South Africa. As we expected, it's Canada that have had the lion's share of the possession. They've played nearly 17 minutes. It is still goalless in this first knockout encounter in the competition. It's a round of 32, a place in the round of 16, and a game against Morocco or the Netherlands awaits the winners of this one. Who will be the first team through to the last 16 of the competition? We will wait and see. Lots of Canadian fans have made the journey down to California, cheering on their side, who are the dominant force so far. Alistair Johnston will take this throw. Jesse Marsch is marching up and down in his technical area down below. Former Salzburg manager, former Leeds United boss as well. Good ball forward, but cleared away by Imbukazi. Bouncing around in the midfield, thrust up in the air, anywhere will do for Thapelo Maseko. Now it's with Liam Miller on the left-hand side, on the halfway line. Gets it back again from Eustaquio. Miller all the way back to Derek Cornelius. And then Luis Bombito into the midfield. Nice little distribution there from Cyle, who took it back again, tries to get it out wide to Liam Miller. Quick thinking to get it back though from Mudau. And winning it back in the midfield, Mufakeng. Mufakeng, tall player that sits just in front of Tabuhu Mokoena and Yaya Sitoli. 18 minutes gone. South Africa 0, Canada 0. Who's been the better side? No doubt it's been Canada. They've had the better chances, but so far haven't made the breakthrough. Three matches for Canada on US soil in 2025, and they went unbeaten in those three matches in 2025 on US soil, drawing 2, winning 1. So their record when travelling south to the US has been good. None of those games were against the US, by the way. They were all friendlies lined up in the USA. That was all in 2025. This is their first game in the US in 2026. Long ball out towards the left-hand side. The only trouble is Aubrey Modibo, inexplicably, to try and catch the ball as it came out of the sky, backed off about a yard off the pitch before he was able to reach it, by which time it's gone over the line, and it's a throw in to South Africa. They've given it away rather cheaply, but there was a foul in there from Mofokeng. Foul on Saliba. Saliba goes down and wins a free kick. Nathan Saliba, 22-year-old youngster, very talented individual, only his 18th cap for the country. Can score goals. He's got through at international level, and he might just be, with a good World Cup behind him, focus of maybe the attention to one or two bigger clubs. Long ball down the middle towards Evidence Mukapa. But he does his job, Cornelius. He's an experienced defender, Cornelius. Stepping in the way. The Marseille defender who will be making the move away from Marseille this summer. At least that's what we've been told. So still 0-0. It's a ball out to the left-hand side, which has gone out for a throw-in. It's a free kick, in fact. Definite foul, that one. Absolutely no doubt about that at all. So still 0-0, but South Africa are on the ascendancy here. Free kick, Miller. He's going to take it for Canada. He runs over. It's lifted in by Takeo. Well, it was a good ball in, but it just bounced away from Derek Cornelius, who thought he was in, and it was a floppy header from Cornelius, and really he's got to be scoring there. That's a free header. Best chance of the game so far, and it's straight at the goalkeeper, and Ronwin Williams couldn't believe his luck. And now at the other end, South Africa might have a big chance himself. Maseko into the penalty area, tries to cut inside. He's got two defenders between him and the goal. Holds it up well, looking for some support. Comes from Mukwena. His shot is blocked away, and it will drift away to the right-hand side while Kuliso Mude will take hold. It's cleared away by the Canadian defence, and it was a ball down the line by Nathan Saliba. And South Africa have it again. The cooling break is here. Hydration break has been called by the referee. Bang on 23 minutes. So 0-0 the scoreline, but really that chance just now for Derek Cornelius was the best chance of the game, and they've been the better side, Canada. Great ball in it was too from Stephen Eustace. Those type of deliveries, it's a free header. You've got to be taking those chances in these games. How much will Derek Cornelius live to regret that one? He's only scored one goal in 48 appearances. So two sets of players having a listen to the words of the two coaches. The experienced Hugo Broos has been there, seen it, done it for South Africa. They've looked lively on one or two occasions, bursting forward with numbers on the counter-attack, but it's been Canada under the watchful eye of their coach Jesse Marsch, the American, on home soil for him today. They'll be loving it if they could get through to the round of 16. Long chat with his players, particularly Hugo Broos. Not so many words from Jesse Marsch. Neither side has been forced into any changes yet. The game came to a grinding halt on 23 minutes. And now I'm just about ready to get back into the thick of the action. It is Canada 0, South Africa 0. Words of advice continuing for both coaches. And now it's Jesse Marsch that's getting a bit more animated with his players. And I think he'll be frustrated that that chance came to Derek Cornelius, and really he has to be scoring with that header. He's got away from his marker. He's got a free header in front of goal, central in the 6-yard box, and he brushes it straight at the goalkeeper when really he needs to be scoring. And the hydration break lasts for exactly 3 minutes, and this one is 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So the two sets of players are starting to make their way back out onto the pitch. And South Africa 0, Canada 0 remains the scoreline. Referee from Portugal, João Pinheiro, ready to get this Second quarter underway. It does seem very Americanised now that these hydration breaks have been introduced. Here's South Africa that restart the game deep inside their own half. It's their goalkeeper that's got the ball at the moment, Ronwen Williams. Long pump forward by Mbukazi. That's gone straight through to the Canadian goalkeeper, Maxime Crepeau. Crepeau is distributed to the left-hand side. It's with Larea. Larea trying to muscle his way forward, and he's done really well. Finding David, who gets it wide quickly to Liam Miller. Liam Miller cutting inside. He gets it back off of a South African player, diverted inadvertently, and luckily back to him. But the cross coming in from Eustaquio. Well, he delivered that free kick a few minutes ago, but that one wasn't anywhere near as dangerous. They've had 53% of the possession of South Africa to only 40% from Canada, with 7% in contest. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like a very even, well, it's not a million miles away from being even, 53 against 40, but it feels like Canada have had more, if anything. But here they come again down that far side with Oluwaseyo. It's cleared away by South Africans, only as far as Cornelius, brings it under control. Looking for a little bit of movement ahead of him is Larea. Eustaquio. Larea again, sweeps it inside. This is Bombito. Out to the right-hand side, and Buchanan. He looks lively, Buchanan. Plays for Villarreal in Spain. And we're looking forward to seeing if they can utilise his dangers down this near side a little more often. What we have seen of him, he's looked very dangerous. Still, this game is at 0-0. And still, South Africa hanging on in there. Because that one big chance could have been a game changer, and Cornelius really should have scored. Here come Canada again, long ball forward, trying to seek out Oluwaseyo, but that was a good header away by Ocon. In the midfield, it bypasses Saliba, and it's been brought away by Cyle. Cyle gets it wide to Oswin Apollos. Apollos on the halfway line, drags it one way, then the other, just lays it off again to Cyle. Backwards, Mbukazi. And then Imre Ocon. Ocon once more, receiving the pass from Coliso Mudau, the right back over on the far side of the pitch. The Mamelodi Sundowns player, another player with Champions League winning mentality in the African continent. Sundowns winning the final over two legs in dramatic style back in May. Almost in July now, and this competition is just starting to heat up, isn't it? This is the first of the round of 32 matches, and it will kick off with Canada against South Africa here in California. Just edging up towards the half-an-hour mark. It is goalless. South Africa have the ball. Their goalkeeper's got it on the edge of the box, and it's kind of stalemate at the moment. He's standing there waiting to be closed down by the Canadians. Waits and waits and waits. Eventually he is closed down by Jonathan David and clips it up to the halfway line. Now Mokoena plays a ball down the channel. It's running into the channel for Mofokeng. Mofokeng pulls it back. Cyle. What can he do with the cross? Mokoena straight into the arms of the Canadian goalkeeper Maxime Crepeau. He bends it in, but you know, if that's going to be dangerous, you've got to get someone running across it. And wasn't quite the right angle to encourage the striker, but just dallied on the ball there at the back did Moise Bombito, and it was taken off of his toes by Evidence Makupa on the edge of the penalty area. Luckily for Canada, there was some wise thinking from Alistair Johnston to win it back abruptly for the Canadians. 0-0 the scoreline, 30.5 minutes gone in California. So far, Liam Miller hasn't got much change out of Coliso Mudau, who wins the latest duel. It's going to be a throw-in to Canada over on the far side. Chested down by Eustaquio. All the way back to the halfway line. And Moise Bombito rolled forward by Alistair Johnston. Well, on the right-hand side at the moment, Jonathan David. The inside from Stephen Eustaquio. He's got good distribution, good range, and can punch between the lines. Up towards Oluwaseyi. They're playing with two up top. Canada looking to try and edge their way through to the round of 16, which would represent their best ever efforts on the biggest stage of all in international football. Co-hosts, of course, Canada. Had their home games in the group in their homeland. They've made the journey down to California today. They're on the ascendancy here. It's left by Eustaquio. Ball out towards the far side of the pitch, and Nathan Saliba was not too good. Didn't get anywhere near to reaching Liam Miller, and South Africa have won it back. This is Mofokeng all the way back to Ocon. Ocon in the right back position, chips it up to the halfway line. The tall Yaya Sithole flicks it on. The attempted overhead kick to clear from Saliba, and it does run through to the left-hand side. He's got range ahead of him here as Liam Miller. Cutting back inside, Liam Miller, who plays for Hull City in England, who have just been promoted to the top flight, the Premier League in England. It's lovely footwork again by Tejon Buchanan. Gets it wide to Johnston. It's a really good tackle coming in from Modiba. Modiba clears it against Johnston and out for a goal kick. Frustration for Canada, relief for South Africa. 0-0 the scoreline. Time is fast creeping up on us. Great skills, great footwork that from Tejon Buchanan, who for me looks like he could be the go-to man for Canada. South Africa 0, Canada 0 in California. First of the round of 32. Best chance of the game so far coming from Canada. Derek Cornelius, who's currently on the ball at the back. He had a header, free header, straight at the goalkeeper. Canada have been the dominant force. My latest stat suggested that South Africa have had more of the ball than Canada. It didn't feel like they'd had more of the ball, but stats are stats, and we go with it. Only 34 minutes played, 11 minutes to go to half-time. It's been given away really cheaply there by Mbukazi in towards the penalty area. It's squared off by Saliba. Now here is a shot coming in from Oluwaseyi, and it was straight at the goalkeeper. It's fairly comfortable from Ronwen Williams, who reached up and gathered the ball with ease, but the clearance away there from it was Aubrey Madiba, in fact, not Mbukazi. And now South Africa on the attack down the right-hand side. Maseko into the penalty area. Slips slightly as he tries to turn away from the attentions of Richie Laraya. It's gone behind, and South Africa have themselves their first corner of the evening. Well, it could have been more dangerous there. Thapelo Maseko slipping, still kept position. He's being held onto a little bit by Richie Laraya. Certainly Canada up to this point are the better side. And we are now into the final 10 minutes of the first half. In comes the cross. It was an attempted header in towards goal from Yala Sithole, who is a tall player and a good target in those situations, but that header was floppy. It was back towards the back post and dropped behind for a goal kick to the Canadians. No danger from that South African corner. 9.5 minutes plus injury time at the end of the first half. As Canada look to move forward again up to the halfway line. Nice touch by Buchanan, and it's forward by Eustaquio. Lost in transit slightly by Oluwaseyi. Pulled up by Sithole. Goes all the way back to Ocon. This is Mbukazi, lifted wide by Mukiena. Mbukazi, Mukiena again. when they have the ball, South Africa, you don't feel as if there's any massive pace, but they can play that one long ball forward. It causes a problem. This one's caused a problem, and it was Apollos that wins a corner off of Bombito. Twisting and turning inside the penalty area, just stumbled slightly on his own weight, and that invited the challenge for Bombito to turn the ball against Apollos and out for a goal kick. So it's not a corner, it's a goal kick. Decision absolutely spot on there, the officials. Difficult to call that in real time from this distance. Free kick to Canada, inside the South African half, wide on the left-hand side. Jesse Marsch will be keen to get the job done today. To the round of 16. And a trip across to Houston to take on the Dutch or the Moroccans. That should be a tasty game. And then it's the quarter-finals. Back to the goalkeeper, calmly done by Crepo. Wide to Larin. And then back inside to Nathan Cyle. Cyle plays it through the lines, really well done there to Oluwaseun. And then wide to Liam Miller, the go-to man on the left-hand side, trying to take on the defender. Defender there was Maseko. Maseko's done really well, but it's run nicely to Cyle. Cyle loops it forward. It's going to be chased in the far corner by Richie Larin. Good defending by Ocon again. Goalkeeper Ronwen Williams for South Africa clears. Only as far here as Jonathan David. He tries to chest it down. It's given away by David and then given away by Mujao. Neat turn by Oluwaseun. It's a really scrappy passage of play at the moment where both teams are unable to keep hold of the ball. Here come the South Africans. Apollos gets it wide to Modibo. Modibo with a back heel. Wise to it was wide man Buchanan. Down goes Nathan Cyle. There's a stoppage in play. The referee's given a free kick to Canada inside his own half here. That was a pretty robust challenge from Yaya Sithole, who crashed into the back of his opponent with his forearm. Little wonder that Nathan Cyle is prostrate on the ground. Felt the full force of that collision. So whilst the treatment is administered, let me remind you that so far no goals. We have played 39 minutes. South Africa 0, Canada 0. Free kick to Canada. 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half. The free kick is going to be taken by Maxime Crepo, the goalkeeper, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Challenging for it was Oluwaseun. Buchanan tried to play it inside. It got a little bit congested in there. Now it's forward by Johnston. And Oluwaseun has been caught, and the referee, with the help of the assistant referee's belated flag, has given a free kick in a dangerous position. Wraps his foot around the defender. There's Apollos, but doesn't get the ball. Shakes his head at the referee, but he didn't get the ball. That was the all-important factor, really. So, South Africa 0, Canada 0. But this is a free kick that's going to be put in by Eustaquio. His last free kick found the head of Cornelius. Free header straight at the goalkeeper. What can they conjure up here? This one's a lot closer, but it's from the right-hand side, not the left-hand side. It's on the right boot of Eustaquio. What can he conjure up? Eustaquio lifts it in. Up goes David, and up also goes Oluwaseun. It's his header, but it was always looping, and it's over the crossbar. And it's going to be a goal kick. So that goal kick for South Africa, coming with a little over 3.5 minutes of play remaining in the first half. We get those 3 minutes added on, bolted on for the hydration break, plus anything else. A couple of little stoppages, but I don't think there's going to be too much, nothing substantial. When he gets the ball, it's been a couple of times Ronwen Williams gets the ball for South Africa, the goalkeeper plays it out to the edge of his end area and just stands there and waits, and it frustrates Canada, and they decide that they're going to come and press. Long ball forward on that occasion by Ronwen Williams. It was a case of one goalkeeper to the other, straight through to Crepo. And Crepo now lifts it out to the right-hand side. Flicked inside by Buchanan. Nicely held up by Olawaseo. Olawaseo trying to bring in Larin. Here's Miller, teasing his way forward over on the far left-hand side. Bringing in Larin. And then Miller again. He's got ahead of his marker, plays it inside, deflects slightly, falls to Johnston. Johnston heading towards the left-hand side and managing to find Miller once more. Miller, 25 yards from the corner flag, plays it into Johnston, who quickly wisps into the penalty area, dabs it inside, but the quickest to react was Cyle and Bakazi, who puts it into the crowd over on the far side. Still 0-0. South Africa and Canada. Well, we suspected it might be a tight one, based on the fact that both have won one, drawn one and lost one so far in the group stages. Both finished second in their group. Corner to Canada. Stephen Eustaquio is going to take it. Cornelius is under the watchful guidance of Cyle, who has height to challenge him. Bombito's in there. In comes the corner. Goalkeeper came and then went, and it's off the line. And then the second chance. Oh, it's been blocked on the line again. It's a charmed life that they're living at the back there, South Africa. Two great chances. I think the second one there came out to Buchanan, and he couldn't help it over the line. So many yellow shirts between him and the goal. I think it was a good save as well from Ronwen Williams. The corner comes in. The goalkeeper got caught in no man's land. He's beat, and it's off the line. And in the second chance, great save by Williams. The first one off the line splendidly by Aubrey Modiba. And that was a close call. It was Bombito's header, cleared off the line. And then it was Buchanan who saw his shot saved well by the goalkeeper, who came racing off his line. But he did get caught in no man's land there, and it nearly was a punishing decision by Williams, because he was going back, he was beaten, saved on the line. His blushes were saved really by Aubrey Modiba. They've had the two clear-cut chances in this game of the Canadians, and they are still seeking that opening goal. We're seconds away from knowing how much stoppage time we've got to play. Here's Miller, dabs it down the line. It's a chance maybe here. Referee had a look, he's given a goal kick. Well, he thought there, Richie Larin, as he went swinging towards the ball, that he was tripped up, and Larin has stayed down holding his knee. And the big question here is, do VAR revert the referee to the monitor? Larin has gone down. He's gone to swing, and as he swung, he's swung his left leg into the back of the leg of the defender. The question is, Kaliso Mudai, does he challenge and get in the way? He's gone for the ball. He's not got the ball, but his leg has got in the way of the attacker. So that is one that VAR will certainly look at. But is there enough in it for a penalty? That's the big question. We are into 3 minutes of stoppage time. VAR have spoken in the earpiece of the referee. We don't know to what extent this penalty shout is being monitored by the VAR official. And that official is the Spaniard,
Carlos Del Cerro Grande from Spain. No penalty, says the referee. VAR has not dragged out enough evidence to suggest that the referee could overturn it, and I think it's the fact that the defender, Mujau, put his foot across the defender, across the attacker, and it was Larin that kicked his leg. He didn't play the ball. If he'd have played the ball, it would have been clear cut. The sun is out for the first time here this afternoon. Good turn by Saliba. Long ball over the top. Two central defenders will usher it back to goalkeeper Ronwen Williams. We have played 2 of the 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Might be a little bit extra for the delay caused by Richie Larin going down inside that penalty area. But as I say, no penalty given. Kalisa Mudau didn't play the ball, but didn't really play the player. It was a player kicking the back of his leg. Towering header away from Alistair Johnston, who plays in Scotland for Celtic. Ball forward to find Oluwaseyo. Still Oluwaseyo. He's going all the way here, and he weaves inside the penalty area, and that's when South Africa stepped in their numbers to defend it. Mudau back to Ocon, who delivers a clearance up towards the halfway line. South Africa have nearly got themselves through to half-time, and free kick has been given there for a foul on Emi Ocon. Or was it Mudau? Mudau's gone down. It's Mudau. Referee's had a glance at his watch. Not quite there yet. I think he's got a little bit of additional to go on top of the 3 minutes that we've played, because of the injury to Larin just a few moments ago. And in fact, there is the half-time whistle from João Pinheiro. And the first action after that whistle was Jesse Marsch coming onto the pitch to challenge the referee, and he's been stopped by his defender, Moise Bombito. He says, "Don't worry about it, boss. Get down the tunnel. Let's concentrate on the task in hand and getting our teeth into the second half." That second half is coming up at half-time. It is South Africa 0, Canada 0. Second half coming up very shortly after this break. Africa from the off in the second half. They are kicking in this second half from left to right in their bright yellow shirts and green shorts and yellow socks. Canada have opted to change their colours today from red to all black. Long ball forward by Modiba. Put away firmly, precisely by Bombita. Close to scoring in the first half. It's fed forward by Saliba. Now out wide to the right-hand side by O'Connor. Good interception coming in from Audrey Modiba. Really good battle that Modiba against O'Connor. O'Connor gets across and he's done really well. He comes out to Miller and scoops it high into the crowd behind the goal. The goal kick given. The flag is up. I'm not sure if he's given a goal kick or offside. I think it's a goal kick. He's done really well to keep it in play. In fact, looking at the replay, it is a goal kick, and the initial ball in from Alistair Johnston was clearly over the line. Assistant referee puts his flag up just as well, really, that Will Miller didn't narrow that one into the top corner because it wouldn't have counted. Definitely a goal kick. And so with that change in half time, it gives them a little bit more depth in the midfield. In South Africa, they've gone more robust midfield three. Try and fend off the dangers. If they came off, so they turn Batter on. Batter will go straight into. He's now up 4-3-2-1 by the look of things. Evidence of Cooper leading the line, Apollos on the left and Batter on the right. I'll run through the two teams for you in just a second. Let's just see if South Africa can conjure anything up on the far side with Mobita in the left back position. He's got it wide to Maseko. There's Maseko again on the halfway line, just touches it inside to Evidence with Copper, who's come very deep. And down the line by Mudo. And then picked up on this near side by Liam Miller. South Africa 0, Canada 0. The scoreline at half time, and that remains the scoreline into this second half. Let's go forward from Bukazi one. That's a foul. Mexican wave is making its way around the stadium. So it's just it's in a slow motion a bit. So it's just dropped the phone over the hedge. A long drop down to the bottom. Here comes South Africa with Makopa. The ball out wide to Mudau. Mudau forward. This is Mbata. Into the traffic. Dow. The referee's whistle is gone. Fouled by Estacoyo. Estacoyo put in a couple of wind deliveries from free kicks and corners. Not very much the dominant force in the first half, but it's South Africa that started brightly in the first 4 minutes of this second half. And they're on the ball now with Maseko. Vivid yellow shirts all the way back to the goalkeeper Ronwen Williams. Let's run through that South African team for you. Ronwen Williams in goal, Mudau, Ocon, Mbukazi and Modiba at the back, and Maseko, Situli and Mokoena in midfield, Bata and Apollos supporting Cooper in attack. For Canada, it's Crepo in goal, Larea, Cornelius, Bombita and Johnston at the back, by O'Cannon, Winston KO, Saliba and Miller in midfield, and Willow Wasio and Jonathan David in attack. It's a free kick. It's been awarded here to, I think it's Canada, I'm not too sure. But at the moment, it's South Africa that got a player down. That player down is Teboho Mokoena. Mamola Sundowns, the 29-year-old, making his 54th appearance for his country. Wiped out. Free kick has not been given. It's a throw-in, which is taken by Johnston for Canada. The sun decided to go hiding behind the clouds from kick-off right the way through to just before half-time. It stayed out with us for half-time, and it stayed out with us for the second half. Canada in their change colours of all black today, kicking in this second half from right to left. Got themselves another throw here. Johnston loops it into the penalty area. It is flicked on. Plenty of yellow shirts to clear, including the Polish who hooks it away. It's been won back though by Saliba. Saliba and then Richie Larin. This is Miller. And they need some help. There isn't much ahead of him, so it goes backwards to Richie Larin. Now out from the back. Saliba. Saliba, no relation to the Arsenal and France central defender. He is a central midfielder, where he's actually occupying a central defensive position, picking up that ball just now. It is going to be a throw into Canada over on the far side, which is their right. It's another chance, potentially, for an Alistair Johnson long throw into the penalty area. The Celtic man preparing to launch the ball forward on this, his 62nd appearance for his country. Long throw. Flicked on at the near post by Oliver Cyle, straight behind for a goal kick. 51, nearly 52 minutes on the clock. Still South Africa 0, Canada 0. A game that could well be decided by one goal. Could well be decided in extra time, maybe even penalties. South Africa has certainly been more adventurous in the second half. A scoop ball over the top, which is being chased by Mbata. Plenty of black shirts back there, including Miller, to deal with it. The referee has stopped the game. But firm word with Larin. Seemed to get kicked in the face. But looking back at that incident moments earlier, Larin was the man that had stock of Mbata's shirt. There's Larin, who's made a full recovery from that boot to the face. And for the ball to be played beyond him and out for throwing. Jesse Marsch has gone and sat back down on his icebox, Bielsa style. Grabs a bottle of water. He's rather frustrated at the moment. It hasn't been a good start to the second half for Canada, and it was certainly the better side with the better chances in the first half. But the opening 8 minutes or so of this second half in South Africa that started the brighter. Also Muda, cleared away by Emioka. Bounces initially ahead of the Cooper. Mopped up at the back by Nathan Saliba, all the way back to goalkeeper Maxim Krepper. Gets it on his left foot, angles it forward. It's something to chase from deep. Jonathan David. 1 back by South Africa and Richie Larin, but that was a foul by Larin. Referee blows his whistle. It's a little bit of frustration just creeping in for South Africa at the moment. It's not been the second half start that they would have wanted. Change in the midfielders, just giving them a little bit more solidity. South Africa. Trying in the midfield area by Talente Mbata. Is that card there? I think for Saliba. So 3 natural defence-minded central midfielders now for South Africa. It makes them a difficult proposition, a more difficult proposition. But their most dangerous moments in the first half, Canada, were from free kicks and corners. They haven't really got forward far enough to create anything in that domain so far. South Africa have seen an awful lot of the ball. And statistically, they had more of the ball than their opponents in the first half. Nathan Saliba's yellow card just now, the South African midfielder, is the first yellow card in around the 32. In fact, to wait just over 50 minutes for it to come. Just coming up to 55 minutes now. 0-0 between South Africa and Canada. Saliba is, of course, Canadian, not South African, so remember. Towards the left-hand side, Polis plays it inside, cued forward by Bukazi, and now out to the right. This is Mukiena, comes back inside, Mukiena still going, Maseko's there as well, gets it wide to Musieka, does Mukiena. It's a check back, Satuli. Keep it moving, South Africa. lost the momentum slightly. They want to go backwards. This is Modiba. Deep cross into the box, popped out of the air well by Maxime Crepeau. Maxime Crepeau reaching up. Save, really is. South Africa, they've had a lot of ball in 11 minutes of second half action so far. And Williams hasn't been tested any further. Winning a free kick? Yes, they do win a free kick. It's a Canadian player that's gone down. Free kick will have a delay. It's going to be treatment required here for Mr. Quayle. Got caught between two players there, and that's a painful one, I have to say. Up and running now, Mr. Quayle. It's going to be okay. Just checking for any signs of blood on the back of his head after that injury. It's going to be okay. Mexican wave continues to go around the ground. Just over 12 minutes gone in the second half. South Africa have been the better side in the second half. Still 0-0. Between South Africa and Canada. Still waiting for the first knockout goal and knockout blow. This first match of the round of 32. 32 left from the original 48. 16 teams go home so far. Which one of these two will be team number 17 to depart the competition? All eyes on the Mexican wave at the moment, and we are going to see another change. It's a double change, and they're going to bring on two players, Canada. Luc de Bergerot. Peter and Saliba off. And Siger is on, as is de Bergerot. Bergerot is on the books of Fulham. He hasn't yet played in the Premier League for them. He's played in cup competitions a couple of times. Double change for Canada as they look to spruce things up. Hugo Broos will be over the moon with the way in which South Africa have reacted to his one little tweak at half-time, solidifying that midfield, and it's made a world of difference so far. Canada need to wake up and smell the coffee because they haven't got going yet. Not in this second half, and they're much the better side in the first half in terms of chances created. Got to get hold of that ball, and you've got to start creating. You've got to start building. There's a nice ball forward for them, which is Miluaseo. And towards David. And back again, then swept out wide by Steven Eustaquio. Ball in from Miller. Good defending inside from Olcott and cleared away by Cyle. Let's bring one back in that midfield by Sigur. Fouled in the process. He's livid with the referee's decision to give a free kick. Portuguese official, João Pinheiro, stands by to challenge what the ball there. That's fair and square. Oh, that's right underneath the referee's nose, and he's given a free kick. I don't think that's anywhere near a free kick. I think it's a poor decision there by Pinheiro, the referee. He's come around the outside, he's won the ball fair and square. There's a brush of contact, but no more. It's not enough. Not for me, not that one. South Africa 0, Canada 0. Ronwen Williams has the ball. And the goalkeeper for South Africa. The winners of this game will head off to Houston. They will face the Dutch or the Moroccans in the round of 16. Who will it be? Well, we will find out in good time. If it's extra time with penalties, then so be it. We'll be here for the duration, don't worry. Inside. It's Miller. Showed a bit too much ball there. That's quick to snap it up. South Africa have come out with a more physical approach to the game. They're looking to get forward and create some chances here. Running into the channel. Thapelo Maseko cleared away by Johnston. Starting again, an hour gone. 16 minutes into the second half. Still, we are without a goal. Just begin to feel like one goal. Do it for one or the other. Headed away by Thapelo. And he's raising his stock all the time. Just wonder how much of a chance he will be given by Fulham next season. New manager as well. Things are rather lower. He's rumoured to be taken over at Craven Cottage. We'll find out later this week. Here comes South Africa. It's a shot, and it was just wide. And that's the closest they've come. And it was a cut inside by Oswin Apollos, and he has a go. And it wasn't far away at all. Gets it onto that right foot, digs it out, and he's pulled it across the goal slightly. Well, it would be critical to say from 20 yards he needs to be hitting the target from there, but he really wasn't very far away from that dipping into the top corner. Africa almost ahead. It's a defeat of Emmy Ocon. Ocon of Hanover, 22-year-old promising young midfield defender. So it's young defenders out there. 4 attempts from South Africa, 7 by Canada, 4 on target from Canada, 1 from South Africa, but that tells the story of the dominance from the Canadians in the first half. It's been a game of 2 halves, this one. South Africa with the better side in this second half. But here come Canada through the midfield with Nico Sega, fresh pair of legs, runs it into the channel. This is Buchanan chasing. Good defending though from Kazi. Cross to get the better of Buchanan. Still 0-0, 63.5 minutes almost played. Throw into that penalty area. South Africa deal with it really well. It's a good header away. And with evidence, Makopa back there. Striker, the main man up top. That away. It's now gone straight through to Ronwen Williams. The ball forward from Richie Laraya. Now it's South Africa who are not afraid to play that quick ball forward into the channels. I'm going to brandish them as route 1, but I'd like to get it forward beyond their midfield very quick. African teams have a record number in the round of 32. And there could be a chance here for Canada, and it's a chance that came, and well, that was brilliant defending because Jonathan David was ready to put the ball in the net with a rebound. Brilliant defending by Bukazili. Imbukazi, who's hooked it away. And it was one big through ball down the middle from Sega. Chasing after it was Oluwaseyo. His shot stopped by the goalkeeper, and just in the nick of time. And Jonathan David ready to pounce and put the ball in the net. It was a timely clearance off the shins of Imbukazi and behind for a corner. Well, that's a big chance, that one. That was a big chance. For all the dominance of South Africa since the very start of this second half, it was probably the biggest chance of the game since half-time. It's another corner to Canada. It's going to be taken by Stephen Eustaquia. Into the second half. Eustaquia, great ball in, and the header was from Luke de Feuerola. It's just wide. Luke de Feuerola. Header. header. There's a real big chance in the lead up to the corner. So, ball kick to South Africa. 0-0. That was a better piece of play from Canada. They've got a bit flat in the second half. Long clearance forward by Emi Odcom. That will travel all the way through. The sun is back out and shining, nice and bright. Fujiroll. He's up to the halfway line. Fans will certainly be watching him vigorously. That's a great ball from Fujiroll. And then the ball into the penalty area from Boyo Cannon. Can't quite link up with the front two of David and Olosio. Nice little curve turn there. A little bit of skill from Seagull. It's going to be a free kick, a foul. Alistair Johnston. He was caught to Buhu Mukiena there. Seagull that made the foul. Anyway, what I can tell you is it's definitely a free kick, and that free kick will come in 3 minutes' time after this hydration break. Story of the game so far. Free header for Derek Cornelius from a free kick from Eustaquio. Headed it straight at Williams. Two big chances in the first half. That was then a great save by Williams to keep out Bayo Cannon. Moments after a clearance off the line by Modiba. Keep out Bendita. Two big chances in that first half for South Africa. Certainly the better side. For Canada, it was certainly the better side. South Africa come out in the second half, made one change in midfield, and that change in personnel has just solidified their whole structure. They've been much the better side in the second half, and yet Canada have had the best chance in the second half. That chance just blocked by the goalkeeper as Tani Olowasio trying to slot the ball home. Coaches busy just talking to their players at the moment, just having a look to see if there's any changes abound. There are likely to be changes between now and the end of the game. We are 3/4 of the way through. We're still seeking that first goal in the knockouts in this competition. I do get the feeling that the first goal could be the all-important one, the decisive one. These hydration breaks last for 3 minutes. They are often booed. Welcome. It does make it feel like a game with gridiron. It's like watching the Raiders, and the Raiders do play here. And in black today, just like the Raiders, are Canada. Can they raid their way into the round of 16? They need a goal. I get the feeling that one goal will do it. There's maybe a change off the back of this hydration break for the Canadians. And, they are going to take off Tani Uluwazia. He's going to be replaced by Oloitu Okenya. Schaffelberg comes on for Mila as well. So there's two changes for Canada. Really hit full flights on this one, Miller. Thomas David is on as well for the South Africans. Roses instead of over to Kenya. So, what can they conjure up here? Promise David has got pace and he's got a real eye for goal. He's for Philadelphia Union. It's only his second appearance for his country. He's yet to score. Scored today. Will certainly announce his arrival on the scene. Nico Segu has literally just come off the bench and onto the field and has just received a yellow card. What, a minute after coming on? Away by Mudau, straight to the path of Bukazi. Playing this near side, it's just a referee hasn't put his flag up. He's not quite sure which way it's going to go. It's going to go the South Africans' way. It's going to be taken by Mudau. So Mudau has his football for Mamelodi Sundowns, one of 9 players for the Champions League side that are in this South African squad. It's a good turn in the midfield by Cyle. Kind of playing through, but Vujarol gets it away. This time he's headed away by Cornelius. Yes, who ended last season on loan from Marseille at Glasgow Rangers. Has come to the left-hand side. Thomas David has gone through the middle with Jonathan David. It's the David twins up top. Of course, they're twins really. They are a pair of dynamic strikers that foil against one another very well. Thomas David is a raw talent. Belgium is David. We've got 17 minutes to go, then it's extra time, then it's penalties are still required. Delete is applicable. It's going to be late drama. And with this, we'll bring you the conclusion of this game, one way or another. Goalkeeper Ronwen Williams walks out his penalty area, plays it square to Emmy Ocon, all the way back from Bata. Just understanding there with Mokoena and Cyle. It's a very solid midfield structure. This is Makopa, gets it out wide via McKenna to Apollos. Apollos gets the cross in. It's well headed back there, somehow kept in play. Still going here, South Africa, looking for a strike at goal. It was always rising over the top of the crossbar from Talente and Bata. That was a promising run. He's done ever so well, Maseko, to rise at the back post and keep it in play. Or at least it looked like he kept it in play. It's hard to say from that camera angle. Did he keep it in play? The shot once it didn't matter. It's the end of the day for Tejan Buchanan. He's gone off for Canada. It's their 4th change. They've got David and David up front, and now they've got Davies coming on. Player that many people will recognise, the 26-year-old Bayern Munich player, Alphonso Davies. He's a left back. As well. South Africa 0, Canada 0. We're into the last 15 minutes. Mr. Care. Cornelius. Attack in the midfield. And Bata. To Bukazi. Bukazi has a look up, spreads it out wide. It's a nice little ball inside from Apollos. But now They've lost possession with 14.5 minutes to go of South Africa, and they've got to be really wary. It's a nice touch and a low drive, and it's inches wide. And it was promised, David, and that was very promising as well. The two Davids did combine, and they combined well. It's a lovely touch from Jonathan to Promise. Promise just tucked it an inch wide of the post. Really good strike from just outside the penalty area. Didn't leave the ground. Canada don't get the breakthrough. Not quite. South Africa have only made that one change so far. They've used all 5 of theirs up. They'll have another one in extra time if required. Williams, the goalkeeper, rolls it out to Ocon. Wide it goes to Mudau. Mudau quickly delivers it forward. It's cut out well and quickly by Richie Larin. That's a nice first touch by Schaffelberg coming inside. It's Alphonso Davies. Looks like he's over to this left-hand side. Alphonso Davies, he's got more central really. There's Davies. Left wing, and they've put Schaffelberg over on the right. Two left wingers though, for all intents and purposes. They're really going for it here. The Canadians. Johnston gets it back again, just over the halfway line. Goes inside to Stephen Eustaquio. Cornelius on the halfway line has a look out to the left-hand side and finds Alphonso Davies and Bayern Munich. Two defenders immediately in front of him. Back to Eustaquio. Back to Davies, wide on the left, can he get the cross in? Shuffles inside, into the penalty area, tucks it in. There might be a chance here for Jonathan David. It's saved at the near post by the goalkeeper. It almost came back out to Schaffelberg. It's cleared away. And that was another chance for Canada. Looking to flex their muscles with the all-important goal that could be the winning goal. You get the feeling now with 18 minutes to go that any goal would win this game. Davies made an impact since he's come on, hasn't he, Alphonso Davies? There's a ball into the box, which is sliced away by Mbakazi. Right, and to touch on this near side for a throw to Canada. It's Canada that are cranking up the pressure here. They want this done in the 90. Davies goes down the line, a little shove from Jonathan David. It's going to be a free kick. Is it? No, it's not. The referee's played on. It looked like a shove to me. I thought the referee was going to give that. He usually does. Quite fussy today, the referee. Here's Cornelius. Just drifting out wide to the left-hand side is Stephen Eustaquio. Back again to Cornelius, just inside his own half. Steps inside from the left. There's a look out to the left. Finds Eustaquio, who's still out there. He's going to go all the way back to his goalkeeper. From Maxime Kripo, maybe. Things up in Canada. Cornelius. Left-hand option this time is Alphonso Davies. Gets it back from Eustaquio. Davies back to Cornelius. The Fougerolles was under a little bit of pressure, so it's gone all the way back beyond him to the goalkeeper. Headed away by South Africa, and Kaliso Mudau wasn't a particularly good header, in fact. It's floppy. It's gone out for a throw. That throw has been taken quickly by Stephen Eustaquio. Larin, Eustaquio. Seagull keeps it moving. It's on a yellow card. Picked up that yellow card moments after coming on. It's the only yellow card out there at the moment. There are others that have gone off. Look out. The Canadians. Luke de Fougerolles. This is a good ball to Alphonso Davies, but he doesn't control it particularly well. Close control by Mudau, but the clearance from South Africa isn't too good. Go forward by Seagull, can't find a way through. Comes out to Cornelius. He gets it wide to Davies. Davies has made the run down the line, but he's gone in the opposite direction. Eustaquio finds Cornelius. Eustaquio again, mishit that one slightly. He was leaning back and it went straight to a South African player, but they've only conjured up a poor clearance of South Africa, and Canada are up the pressure. It's a good start to the second half from South Africa, but it's Canada that have resumed the service that they had in the first half, dominating. Back out wide to David. It's a good run forward by Schaffelberg. Gets the cross in. It's turned away at last, knockings by Ocon. The better side overall in the 90 Canada, but certainly South Africa had that bright start in the second half, which has now faded away. About to come on at half-time. They haven't made any of the other changes, so there's 9 outfield players that have been out there since the get-go. You can sense that they look tired at the moment, South Africa. Maybe it's a ploy from Hugo Broos to get as close to the 90-minute mark before starting to bring on his reinforcements. Well, Johnston, he plays it over the top. This is Promise David turning, but he can't quite link up with Jonathan David, and it runs through at a trickling pace to Ronwen Williams in the South African goal. And we have played 82 minutes, and it is still South Africa 0, Canada 0. South African fans are enjoying themselves today, and why not? Hosts back in 2010 quite go their way on that occasion. On the west coast, just down the road from Vegas. Who's going to make the gamble? It's David, almost a through ball that made it count. Nearly got conjured up there by Keogh, just run away from him. Chance to clear for Talente and Bata. It's been cut out really sensibly by the Fujoro. Here come Canada again. Seager. That's a good ball from Seager in towards the penalty area. It was just shy from Schaffelberg as he tried to find Promise David, who's looked really promising since coming on. Europe winning the ball back for Canada. Back out wide again to Alphonso Davies, and he's going to have a run. It's clever defending by the fullback Kaliso Mudau. He's had a really good game at right back, Mudau. He's never played outside of South Africa. Not at club level anyway. Apart from in the CAF Champions League, but travels all over. Are they winners? They beat Asfar of Morocco on aggregate in a feisty affair in the final. This game has got a little over 6 minutes to run, 3 minutes on top of that for the hydration break, a few substitutions, so you might just eke out another 12 minutes of action before the need for extra time. Is there to be some late drama here? South Africa are coming forward. There's a chance for Mbata. Now the shot coming in, and it required a save from Crepo. It was a hit from Apollos. Comes in, comes onto his right foot, draws the defender, comes away from Keogh, curls it towards goal. It was on target. It's a safe save from Crepo. Now it's Canada's turn. Played out wide again. In towards Promise David, but sliced away. South Africa still only made that one change. They're relying on pretty much the same 11 that got them through from the word go, with the exception of one change at half-time. Talente and Bata coming on. Alphonso Davies. Can they find a road through? Alphonso Davies still going to run into traffic. Too many step-overs. Needed the delivery. That's what it needed. Fresh pair of legs. Expected better of a player that plays his football for Bayern Munich. This is a good shuffle forward from Guerra. Goes down, gets up again. Apollos. Kick it up. 3 fouls on him there. Apollos. Pick which one was given by the referee. All fouls. At last, here come some changes. Korpa is going to come off. Reyners is going to come on. This is a striker, 4 goals at international level, another Sundowns player. Reyes. That's Corpa. Coming on. There's Chupang Morimi. Replaces Thapelo Maseko. Double change for South Africa. Freshening things up themselves. So Morimi on. Reyes on. Late drama last night. Austria against Algeria. Both teams scored in the last 2 minutes of stoppage time. Bizarre game. And here come Canada. That was a check there by the defender, but we got the ball. Foul. So one ball forward from South Africa. It's easily dealt with at the back by Cornelius. It's away by Eustaquio. Sliced out the play on the far side for a throw-in to South Africa. That throw-in has been taken quickly by Audrey Modiba. Kina. From the back. Bukazi. Forward by Cyle, but he's giving it away, and he's giving it away in a very dangerous area, and it's picked up here by Eustaquio, gets it wide to Alphonso Davies, reverses it back to the edge of the box. It was a disappointing delivery. Alphonso Davies doesn't appear to have found the right wavelength with 10 minutes of coming on a substitute. It's South Africa coming forward, and Reyes. There's a sense of urgency from both teams who want this done. Each goal wins. It's literally getting to that stage, isn't it? Did he shoot out anyone? It's feeling like it, isn't it? It's Canada kicking themselves for not taking the chances, really. Almost stopped on the line over on the far side, just about kept in. Look at that. To Modiba, all the way back now to Kazi. Long down the line from Rita. Trying to turn. There's Osman Apollos, who's come to the right-hand side. It's straight down the middle. There might be a chance here. It wouldn't sit for Reyes. It just bopped up off with his knee and up in the air. Free kick has been given for a foul by Reyes, but if he could kill that stone dead, he's got a shot on goal with a keeper to beat. That's a big chance. It's all about the first touch. That's where your Messis, your Ronaldos, your Kanes, your Bellinghams, your Mbappes. Let's continue. They're the ones that kill them dead and put them in the back of the net. And Reyes is unable to kill that one stone dead. To feed the ball out wide through the Fougerolles. It's straight out of play though, just behind Shuffleberg. Throw into South Africa. And we're into the last minute of the 90. Business will be done late. 0-0. It's with Bronwyn Williams. Time and space for Emmy Ocon. Williams once again. Goal. It's coloured salmon pink, almost red. It's a little bit like that Scotland away kit that they've been turning out in recent months. Williams. Scotland colours. A bit further than Scotland. All in tonight. We are now into stoppage time, and that has been calculated by the fourth official as 5 minutes. So 5 minutes to run. Otherwise it's extra time. Away by Cornelius. First touch there from Thomas David this time. This is Alphonso Davies. On the left hand side, he's made a run here. Alphonso Davies, and he's found by Jonathan David. Throw it. Alphonso Davies wants to take it quickly. It's before they can come forward, reaching away. Thapelo. It's it back again, Thapelo. He's a very good ball playing central defender, been impressed with him. Now, can Jacob Schaffelberg get the cross in? He can. It's headed away. It's only half-heartedly headed away, and it's in. And they've scored, Canada, in the very, very last minute. It's a minute into stoppage time, and it's Steven Eustaquio who fires it into the corner, and Canada have breakthrough. South Africa hearts could well be broken here. Well, last night, a goal at the very end in stoppage time from Algeria looked to have sent Austria home. Iran was still jumping up and down in their hotel. Austria went down the other end, chucked a sub on, and with the last kick of the game they equalised to stay in the competition and send Iran home. Is there any turning point drama here for South Africa? But they are behind, and it was all done down the right-hand side. It was cleared away, and it came out, and Steven Eustaquio, it sat up nicely for him, right-footed, wraps his foot around it, steers it wide of Ronwen Williams and into the corner. And Canada take the lead, and Canada are on the brink as co-hosts of being the first team to reach the round of 16 in this competition. Delight for Jesse Marsch. He's up and off his icebox. Well, there was 5 minutes of added time. You might as well make that 6 or 7 now. We've played 2.5 of those. And the yellow shirts are starting to pour forward in desperation now. Can Africa force their way back into this game, or can Canada finish it off? Schaffelberg, who made that goal with a cross that was only partially cleared by Mbakazi. It went straight to Steven Eustaquio, and his aim was perfect into the corner. It's a lovely volley. He's got those 2 brilliant feet, there's Eustaquio. Canada are on the brink. It's a short pass back to their goalkeeper though. Maxime Crepeau comes out just in the nick of time and manages to get that clearance over the halfway line. We have played 3 of the 5 minutes added on. Here's Eustaquio. He's got a ball over the top at its disposal. It's Promise David that's chasing, and Promise David might yet pick up the second ball, but good defending by Henry Urquhart, who brings it away with desperation shining in those bright gold shirts of South Africa. It's been put out wide to this near side. Mudau down the line to Reyners, who's in an offside position. And he looks at the assistant referee from 2 yards away. If looks could kill, they probably will. And Reyners can't believe that he was offside. We're having another look at that excellent strike by Eustaquio right into the corner. Delight for Canada. It came in the first of 5 minutes of stoppage time, just when we were all beginning to think that extra time was about to be endured, and maybe penalties to separate these two that have both won 1, drawn 1 and lost 1 in their respective groups, finishing second and pairing together here in LA this afternoon. There is still time for South Africa. They might just conjure up one more chance. We are 4.5 minutes into 5 minutes of stoppage time. There will be extra on top of that for the goal. Long ball forward down the far side. This is Moremi. Good challenge coming in from Schaffelberg, who just launches it down into the corner. 1 additional minute, says the referee to his 4th official. That means we have 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Africa piling the ball forward. Up goes Thapelo. And the ball into the box, turned away by Cornelius. Then the challenge coming in from Schaffelberg. He picked up a knock in the process, but he's kept on his feet. Half of the cause to try and get men behind the ball for Canada, who lead here by a goal to 0. Less than a minute to go. There was 1 additional minute. Got it on the edge of the penalty area with Mbata. He gets it out wide to Mudau. South Africa trying to find a way through. It's launched into the box by Apollos. It's cleared away, and Alphonso Davies just knocks it long, and it kills a few more seconds. There are 30 seconds there is one last chance potentially here for South Africa if they can get it forward. They've got it forward. It's been headed out of play on the far side by Jacob Schaffelberg. Schaffelberg, the important header. The ball comes in and it's into the arms of Maxime Crepeau. And I think that is the moment where South Africa's passport has been stamped and their flight home confirmed. Surely there can't be much more time. The 6 minutes are up. It's South Africa 0, Canada 1. That 91st minute goal in stoppage time by Stephen Eustaquio looks to have won it for Canada, who will be in the round of 16. It's their best ever effort in this competition. I think one kick of a football from Maxime Crepeau, the goalkeeper here with this free kick, and it will be all done and dusted. And it is all done and dusted. And Canada are through to the round of 16, where they will face the Dutch or the Moroccans. It will be a tasty affair. It could be an all-African affair if Morocco can dance past the Dutch. That is another storyline for another day. This one is all about the late strike from Stephen Eustaquio. His dramatic 91st minute volley into the corner has sent the co-hosts Canada through to the round of 16. Canada 1, South Africa 0.
Late goal that wins it for Canada. Thank you very much for your company this evening. It's been a pleasure. We'll catch you all again soon.